Marcos Eduardo Galperin was born on October 31, 1971. He's an Argentine millionaire businessman best known for co-founding MercadoLibre and serving as its chairman, president, and chief executive officer. He is the richest person in Argentina as of April 2022, with a projected net worth of $3.7 billion. He's considered one of Argentina's internet entrepreneurs. But how did he become the richest person in Argentina? Marcos Galperin was born into a prosperous family that owned Sedeza, one of the largest leather sellers in the world. For studies, he went to Olivos' St. Andrew's Scott School. However, after graduating, instead of following his aim of becoming a professional rugby player, Marcos traveled to the United States in 1990 to enroll at the Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania to study finance. This is where he made friends with Jose Estensoro, the son of the YPF president. He then joined this organization in 1994 after graduating from college and moving back to Argentina. Later on, he moved back to the country in 1997, enrolled in Stanford Graduate School of Business, and received his MBA in 1999. Little did he know, he was about to create a legacy. However, before he became wealthy, MercadoLibre entered the minds of Marcos and his two business partners. They were thinking of starting a company that provided online financial services. The three came up with the concept after reading a case study on eBay. But all sensation of desire vanished. Someone had made the first step. It was a business named Patagon that had gotten $4 million in venture money. We all know the challenge that comes with this. Well, there is a limit to control over the market. As we all know, it's hard to raise funds from investors in a field that has lots of competition. But did this stop Marco? Well, no. He persisted and investigated further business possibilities. Fortunately, now the most valued business in Latin America is the Buenos Aires-based internet marketplace MercadoLibre. But what exactly is it? Well, it's more of a site where supply and demand clash, a site where you can buy and sell new or used goods. Although it has operations in 19 different regions, Brazil alone generates 65% of its revenue. This rises to 96% when Argentina and Mexico are included. As always, there were some challenges in the company. The industry proved challenging for a technology startup with poor logistics infrastructure, little internet connectivity, and various regulations in each area. Now, you might be wondering, what strategies did Marcos Galperin use to outcompete the rest in the industry? Well, local competitors quickly emerged. They even copied each other's visibility strategies, such as paying for publicity during football matches. But the great Chimborazo faced his competitors with the dot-com bubble. Galperin first closely observed the end of Meli at that precise moment. Even more so, he acknowledges that it was the first time he cried for the business. If he didn't work on it, it would be dead. He needed to do something. Even though the company used an aggressive strategy to reduce expenses and increase income to weather the recession, turning the business profitable wasn't that easy. Fortunately, they got a purchase offer from eBay in return for a 20% stake in the company. Let's say maybe eBay saw them as an uprising threat, so they obviously wanted a share of it. More or less, they took advantage of the company's situation. But anyway, it helped. So, was this the breakthrough for their company? Galperin's business started to take off as the local economy was going through one of its most difficult periods in history. Due to the recessive environment, which encouraged people to sell all the things they didn't need, growth in 2002 was unprecedented. The regional expansion was swift. They started off with Mexico, Brazil, and Uruguay, then moved on to Ecuador, Chile, Venezuela, and Colombia, before reaching the 19 countries where it is currently active. With this, why not call him a workaholic? Galperin may not fit his strict description of a guy who was formed from scratch, but he did succeed in building his riches independent of the family firm. Although the myth is that Meli began in a garage as popular, the idea behind it is more romantic than literal. Meli was the first Argentine company to list on Nasdaq in 2007, and 10 years later, it displaced Yahoo in the Nasdaq 100, an index that includes hundreds of significant technological businesses. 2 years later, MercadoLibre nearly doubled its market valuation to $24.4 billion. Most recently, the company was successful in raising $1 billion on the US stock market. Believe it, MercadoLibre is among the world's top 50 most visited sites. Being the 764th wealthiest person in the world, what would you do with all that kind of wealth? Many billionaires invest their money in opulent homes, automobiles, and private aircraft in addition to the most up-to-date and expensive clothing. But does Marcos Galperin live in such a way? Of course, the billionaire owns a private jet and enjoys traveling around the world with his family and dog. However, little about his way of life is made public. The difference between successful and unsuccessful people is that the former always have a distinct vision and capitalize on it through actions. Marcos, having that vision, diligently pursued it, and the results are evident on MercadoLibre. Without a doubt, you can obviously notice the outcome of his efforts. He acknowledges that luck plays a significant role, but believes an individual must seek out luck via perseverance and hard work. Marco gave MercadoLibre his all to make it successful. Nothing in this world is simple, particularly in the business sector. Despite the success of MercadoLibre, Galperin is constantly looking for innovation within Meli. He understands that someone else might replace MercadoLibre if the business doesn't innovate. So, do you think he can let anyone overtake him in this industry? I don't think so. He will surely do whatever it takes to make sure his company doesn't get replaced.